You're juggling a lot, but you can still squeeze in a financial plan. With the Northwestern Mutual Financial Advisor as your partner, it's not only possible, it's personalized. So if you're tying the knot, closing on a house, or welcoming a little one, you'll be ready for whatever life tosses your way. It's the right time to feel less stressed and more certain. That's a better way to money. Let's get started at nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, I'm Bruce.
And I'm Jeff. We're here to tell you a little about our new podcast called Taboo Treasures. We explore the human obsession with objects of extreme rarity and infamy.
Here's a little snippet of our episode called Heavenly Sneakers.
San Diego Sheriff's deputies stumble into a house of death filled with dozens of bodies, the site of a grim mass suicide.
But what really stood out to me was seeing the sneakers underneath the sheets that had the white Nike swoosh on them.
The leader was a guy named Marshall Applewhite.
I'm from Kingdom Level Above Human.
It's not exactly every day you plan the simultaneous suicide of 39 people. So in the weeks leading up to it, he knew he'd have to come up with a little checklist.
What was number one?
Convince 38 people to commit suicide.
Number two?
Figure out how to kill 38 people.
Number three? What should we wear? We hope you'll join us and learn a little and maybe even laugh a little while we tell you some of the stories behind the stories you only think you know.
EVO. The following podcast contains tales of violence, sex, drugs, and a little bit of rock and roll, but is certainly not suitable for all listeners, so discretion is advised. Crime and punishment, the glamour of the grift, a mosaic of murder and mayhem, a culture of criminal cool, movies and television that cover crime in silk pajamas. I'm Ash Adams, and this is The Culture of Criminal Cool.
Welcome to this bonus segment of The Culture of Criminal Cool. I'm Ash Adams, your hostess with the mostest. Today, I'm going to address a situation that came up here at the show that has to do with editorial mishaps. Sometimes when putting together a show like this that has a lot of moving parts, a tremendous amount of material, as well as many players mentioned throughout that are key in telling the story, sometimes poopy happens. So, as with many mishaps or blunders, there is opportunity, and certainly in our case, not only to set the record straight, but to shine a light on another example of the difference between our world and the world of crime. The line's hard to define sometimes, but today I'm going to hit this particular situation head on. No excuses, no evading or shift of blame, no gaslighting. A full frontal mea culpa. There are protocols that one follows when a mistake is made, right? Apologies, amends, retractions. The consequences of a mistake or mishap can be augmented by certain actions I've found, mostly by taking responsibility and being accountable. A sincere desire to right a wrong can help in repairing a relationship and restoring trust. However, if my experience in forming professional alliances with criminals has taught me anything, it's that those protocols I mentioned above aren't necessarily respected or even adhered to in the crime world. And when a slight is put upon a gangster, it can result in someone sleeping with the fishes. You see, in the underworld, the culture of crime says admitting wrongdoing can get you a pair of cement water skis, and if you're deep enough in the life, being accountable might just result in you going down for the dirt nap. So when I got a call from Adam Diaz the other day, which I'm about to play for you, saying I had made a mistake, naturally I had a moment of panic that can only be described as bladder-centric. Now, shut up. I didn't pee myself. I'm just illustrating a point here. Now, the saying goes, hell hath no fury than a woman scorned, right? Well, magnify that 1,000 when that woman happens to be Adam Diaz's ex. So, I don't want to get this any more cattywampus than it already is, so let's just roll the call that Adam made to me the other day. Here it goes.
The hooker, not a hooker, it was a girl. It's a girl that used to be a mullah. You know what a mullah is? A girl that used to carry drugs for me from Miami to New York and money back and forth. Yeah, her name is Audrey. Audrey was the one that went inside the apartment before Jessica went in. Jessica is just a young girl, very young. She came over to spend some time with me. And then when the feds raided my apartment, She was in there with me. The other one was before her. Audrey was the one that ratted me out, brought the feds to the door. And by the way, Audrey was my sister-in-law, which is Kimberly, my last wife, Kimberly Antonetti, Kimberly's sister. She ratted me out. And, but Jessica is the young girl, so I made it clear. Audrey is the one that put the money in her part. And the reason she did that is because when the feds probably sent her upstairs to make sure I was there, that's what they did. They sent her out. My lawyer told me. They sent her upstairs. They had her phone tapped and everything. They promised her. She got caught with some weed back in those days with some black guys, right? She used to like morenos. She likes hanging out with morenos. She's also a lesbian. And they confiscated her vehicle, her car, and they took all her money, right? So she made a deal with the feds to get me. So when I went on the run, the feds told her, hey, listen, we're going to give you back your car, and and we're going to drop charges if you help me get Adam Diaz. And that's what she did. She got me. She went into my apartment. She made sure that I was there. But she asked me for some money. When I gave her the money, when I went by the kitchen, I saw her putting the money between her legs. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why the fuck she did that? Then when I got caught, I realized, I say, no wonder. If she shows the money to the feds, what they're going to do is they're going to use that as evidence. So she'd rather take the money and keep it for herself. And that's what she did, that fucking bitch. So, yeah, she ratted me out. Jessica was just a young girl that was there by just one of the girls I was dating.
Was that the cat's pajamas or what? I think my favorite part that Adam talked about was describing her hiding the money in her parts. Okay, glad that's done. I feel better. My hope is that this admission of guilt on my part and the releasing of the recording clears the matter and that Adam doesn't feel I should get the hard goodbye. Thanks for listening, and we now return you to our regular scheduled programming.